capital production is 2 per year. But that doesn't tell the whole story. The point is, what are they being trained for? If education is not targeted, then it becomes problematic. So we have problems everywhere. If you go to the Academy of Arts and Sciences, which Professor Alote is the president, you go to CSIR, there are similar challenges because we don't seem to target what we are doing. And I'll not blame the education institutions. I'll blame the political authorities, people who are paid to make sure that this country develops. And when I say that, I'm not blaming any particular political party, but I'm blaming politics and the way it is done in this country. That our leaders don't seem to know what it takes to develop. We cannot reinvent the wheel, so we have to look at what others have done and then we copy. Because the figures are not good. Now, if we look at Africa, occupying 20.4% of the total land area of the earth, with a population of close to 1 billion. You know, we are the second largest and the second most populous continent on earth. But according to the Human Development Index, the bottom poor 25 countries are in Africa. 151st to the 175th poor countries are here in Africa, the bottom 25. Why is this so? And you see, Africa is the only place where the green revolution has not yet taken place. And our contribution to world commerce is less than 1%. But the contradiction of our situation is that we spend $4 billion paying 100,000 expatriates to work for us in Africa. And at the same time, we look on and 250,000 equally qualified Africans leave our continent to work elsewhere for just a fraction of what we pay foreigners in this country. And so we depend upon foreigners for almost 100% of our development budget. And 80% of inputs into education, health, and agriculture are from foreign sources. Why is this so? That is a question I ask myself every time. We all talk about leadership crisis, the politicians do so. Every year in Africa, foreign companies working here evade taxes to the tune of $850 billion. And when you've looked on and they've taken our money, $850 billion, we then go around again begging them for $60 billion to finance NEPAD, for example. And so, as Professor Pedu said, if we want to develop, we cannot ignore science and technology. Because our world is driven by science and technology. If we look at energy, agriculture, health, medicine, clean air, water, transportation, sanitation, use and conservation of natural resources, these are all based on science and technology. So to be part of this world, we cannot ignore science and technology. But the good news is that the funders and people behind Accra Institute of Technology more than know the pivotal role science and technology play in nation building. That is why we're all here today. And we only need some help from political authorities. That takes science and technology seriously will exhibit certain characteristics. Now, these characteristics will include new firms that have been brought into being as a result of exploiting science and technology. Now, we ask ourselves in Ghana, how many new firms arise every year or regularly that are based on science and technology, or that have come about as a result of what we do with science and technology? And what are the new products and processes that we produce every year as a result of science and technology? And how many jobs do we create? And what is the contribution of science and technology towards our GDP? And so when I look at our graduates, I wish I had something to say that do this, do that, and do this today and tomorrow, and you'll get jobs, and the nation will be going on. But it is as complex as the president told us. And to bore you again, I'll go to Korea, and you know, they did this right. 40 years ago, they were not as good as they are today. This is a country that was producing wigs, plywood, and so on. But they utilized science and technology. In 40 years, they are where they are now. Because they were serious with research and development. Now, if we look at Ghana, the amount of money we devote to research and development is just about 0.03% of our GDP. It is not even enough to pay our scientists doing research, especially at CSI. Now, if you look at people who are serious, they will spend about 2.5 to 3.5% of their GDP on research and development, so that in an institution such as AIT, you will get enough funds to go into research, develop things, and then form incubator companies. These days, that is what is happening with what we call the triple helix system, where the political authorities, industry, and then the knowledge-producing institutions come together as a unit. I wish that we will have something like that. The political authorities, industry, and institutions such as AIT will come together, think about where we want the nation to go, and how we are going to develop the manpower, and how they are going to be deployed after their completion of education. So we need to put more money into research and development. The students, whilst they are in the institutions, will form incubator companies, which they will develop when they get out of the companies with funds provided by the government, and or have access to loans which do not attract 30% interest. And now, so if we want to develop our country, we need to be serious and kill some of our holy cows so we can go on. And as I said, other countries took advantage of science and technology. Korea set up a lot of institutes, but the one which did a lot of good for them was the Electronics Telecommunications Research Institute, ETRI, which was established in 1976. And it was targeted at developing the economy using information technology, telecommunications, electronics, and so on. And that institution is what pioneered this flat screen TVs and all the nonsense that you are seeing today. So if you are producing something, training people, it should be targeted. So graduates from AIT or from the University of Science and Technology, Engineering and so on, when they finish, where are they going? And I always try to give this as an example. If you look at the University for Mine Studies, this started in 1954, I guess, for example, as a school of mines, and it's undergone a lot of transformations to now a full-fledged university dedicated to the study of mines. How many countries in this world have universities that are dedicated to the study of mines? And I think we are one of the privileged few. So my understanding is that after 10, 15, 20 years, this university that is dedicated to the study of mines should be able to produce the graduates, should be able to design equipment, which should be able to manufacture equipment for prospecting, for mining, for refining, and so on, so that the nation will benefit from this university. But then if we set up an university and we don't increase the infrastructure, science infrastructure, then the students have to go and look for jobs in foreign companies. Then we have defeated the purpose of this university. And it saddens me that Chinese galamsey operators will now come to us and say, we want to impart knowledge to you in the area of mining, small-scale mining. when we have a full-fledged university dedicated to the study of mines. And I think that we should take advantage of what we are doing and target our education towards meeting national challenges. And so, again, going back to what the president said, our PhD output per million of the population is 2. Now, if we look at Ghana, the population of Ghana, we are 47th in the world. If we take the big ones, China, India, and so on, we are the 47th most populous country in the world, 47. But if we look at the Human Development Index, which considers education, income, and life expectancy, then Ghana is at number 148. So we are a relatively populous nation, but the Human Resource Development Index is low, 148 out of 181 countries. So it tells you that, as the president is saying, we have a lot to do, and a lot will depend upon what the government wants. If we want our nation to develop, then we should channel our resources into what will prepare us into the next phase of our development. And I believe that institutions such as AIT exist to change this situation. And examples from Asia and elsewhere have proven that investment in ICT, electrical and electrical engineering, as well as computer science, as is being done here, yield good dividends. You are doing the right thing, but I think the support from political authorities is not there. And we should be bold to mention it. And again, I said that we cannot reinvent the wheel. And what happened in China recently should be an example to us. See, the economic development taking place in China is as a result of an initiative taken by only 4 people. There were 4 weapon scientists. If I want to bore you with their names, one Dahen, another one Jiang Chan, Yang Jiaqi, and Chen Fanju. These were top weapon scientists who reflected on China. So on the 3rd of March, 1986, they wrote a letter to Deng Xiaoping, who was the leader of China at the time. And this is what he said. He said, "We warn you because decades of relentless focus on militarization has crippled the country's civilian scientific establishment. We spent all our money on weapons and fighting. So if we don't take care, we are going to lose out on the new technological revolution. And so we should channel our resources towards civilian utilization of science and technology." The head of state saw that it made a lot of sense. So he scribbled on the letter, "Action must be taken now." And that was the start of the Chinese scientific revolution, which they code named 863, Program 863, named after the year and month of that letter, 3rd of March, 1986. So in the years that followed, they set up a lot of institutions like AIT. And then they look at the nation and concentrated on areas which they think, when developed, will prepare the nation. So they concentrated on 7 key areas: biotechnology, space technology, information technology, laser technology, automation, energy, and advanced material science. In 1986, they added 2 more fields: telecommunication and marine technology. And so they went on, and in 2006, they redoubled their commitment to energy technology. And then they went into wind energy. So you can see that in 2003, China was not producing any wind turbines. But then in a few years, they become the world's largest producer of wind turbines. So this is what I mean by targeting. We look at areas where we need people, we encourage the education institutions, give them money for research, for their PhD programs, and then to start incubation companies so that after school, the students will know where to go. So, as I said, we cannot reinvent the wheel. We should look at what others are doing and then go ahead. And everything has been said by Africans before. The only thing is that we need to be serious. And so expand our technical vocational training, and then resource institutions such as AIT, CSR, Academy of Arts and Sciences, the technical schools. Very important. And you see, again, if we look at Singapore, they did the right thing. 1959, when they had independence, the Prime Minister at the time, Lee Kuan Yew, made a statement. He says, when we had independence, I looked at Asia and I was sickened by the greed, corruption, and decadence in many Asian leaders. And we had a sense of mission to be different. Now, if our leaders, if we all decide that we are going to do things differently, we are sickened by the greed, decadence around us, and we are going to do things differently, this country will change. And so with determination and a credible program based on science and technology, Singapore, which was a village, when it was discovered in 1819, it was a village with only 120 people. And a hinterland like Singapore, you should be able to prepare yourself from third world squalor to first world affluence. AIT, I look at the board of trustees, I look at the advisory council, I look at the people behind the scene, the president, and it reminds me of what the Koreans did in 1927. They set up two committees. One was the National Council on Science and Technology. National Council on Science and Technology, with the president of the land as the chairperson. And then they set up another committee called the Presidential Council on Science and Technology, which is an advisory board comprised of leaders from diverse areas in science and technology. And the Minister of Science and Technology serves as the secretariat. And I was saying to myself, oh, if we had a Presidential Council on Science and Technology with a board of trustees, advisory council of AIT, 7 on it, this country would be different. And so, Professor Aloche is following, more or less. Professor Yonsu, Professor Grinti, Professor Judonu, and all these beautiful, intelligent people are underutilized. That is what I find. It will take you 20 years. What I could do in Germany in 1 year, it takes me about 15 years to do in Ghana. And that is troubling. And so, we should encourage you, new graduates, difficult as it is, to go into the world and be agents of the right thing, especially when nobody's watching you. Because if you don't have discipline and a different mindset, you'll find it very difficult to be successful and live peaceful lives. Because see, as far as I'm concerned, no, that is not what I determine by success. But the real success is determined by the extent to which people can be trained and mobilized to lead independent lives, to feed themselves, shelter themselves, clothe themselves, and heal themselves, and defend themselves, and produce tools, implements, spare parts, and machines that they require for their daily lives. So that if for one reason or the other, ships and airplanes are not able to access our country, we'll survive. And that is success. Now look at the way we live in this country. If something should happen, maybe a war or an outbreak of disease, and aircraft refuse to land in Ghana, the ships don't come, how will we live in this country? So let us be disciplined and live a successful life. I have only 5 minutes more, but I will encourage you that wherever you find yourself, be very innovative. Don't think that everything has been done, everything has been discovered. There's always look for improvement. Look at the processes in your workplace and try to improve them. And remember what you've been taught, the knowledge that you have been acquired. You know, knowledge can be codified. There are 4 different types of knowledge. What are called know what. Know what? What's the distance from Accra to Kumasi? 250. And an knowledge breaks from the stock, it will fall down. That one we know. But then after know what, you have to ask yourself, know why. Why is it so? Why is it that the orange will fall to the ground? And then know how. See, the know why is the scientific basis of engineering. And then the know how is the ability to use that knowledge to do something. And looking at your research programs and what you've done, I know that you've gone through all these things, these processes. You know what? You know why things are the way they are, and you know how they are. And more importantly, I want you to know who. Nothing done, you can call on that person to help you. So network amongst yourself as you live, and be friends and know what you are doing, so that if you should need something, you can get somebody to help you. And then, finally, I want to talk about the use of your time. Use your time profitably. And again, there are 2 types of time. The clock time and then the real time. Now for the clock time, it's easy. 60 seconds, 1 minute, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 7 days, 1 week, 65 days, this. If you are 40 years, you are 40 years. You can't change it. The real time is determined by you. So you know what to do with your time. It is relative, and it depends upon you. So you create the real time, and you can modify it. And for example, if you are doing something very interesting, you can't find it. But if we are in a difficult situation, let's say we are an aircraft from the turbulence, even if it lasts for 2 minutes, you think it's 1 hour. And there are, at any particular time, there are 3 ways in which you spend your time. No matter what you are doing, you spend your time thinking thoughts. You spend your time confessing. And you spend your time in action. Think about it. What am I thinking about? Something that will help me, help my business, in my country. What am I conversing about? The networking. What are we discussing? Is this something that will be of use to me and my job in my country? Rather than spend all your time doing many trivial things that will not really matter at all. So, to summarize, we are living in a very difficult continent. We are living in a very difficult country with so much resources. And we pride ourselves that we have gold, we have diamond, we have natural resources. But the point is that natural resources have no natural owners. Natural resources have no natural owners. Those who own the resources are those with knowledge, who can transform those resources into tangible things. So if you have gold in your country and you only get 10% of it, it doesn't belong to you. If we have oil and we have only access to 5%, it doesn't belong to you. If we have manganese and you don't know what to do with it, it's a problem. And the point is that, again, I would turn my attention to our political friends. People who matter, who take decisions, to listen to people in the universities. Listen to what USC is saying. Listen to what AIT is saying. Listen to what people are saying in Legon. They may be unpleasant, but it makes sense. On this note, Mr. Chairman, Board of Trustees, faculty, graduates, we are going to this world, which is difficult, but I know that with discipline, hard work, you will succeed. And may God bless AIT, God bless KNUST, and God bless our dear nation, Ghana. Thank you.
Of technology graduates be on their feet. Please stand up. Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Technology. Standing before you is the AIT, and 10 are males and 80 are females. Chairman of the AIT Board of Trustees, in my capacity as Executive Manager for Admissions and Operations of this university, I hereby certify that the 190 graduates before you have pursued the prescribed program of study and have successfully completed all academic requirements to be recognized as having obtained their certificate of technology in their respective disciplines. Professor Francis Alute, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Accra Institute of Technology, I present to you the AIT Certificate of Technology Class of 2014 for you to award them their certificates. May I now humbly invite the President of AIT, Professor Clement Chidono, to help with the presentation. Precious Uche, Joshua Colin, Emmanuel Odate, Prince Kofi Agbemefa, Olushola Seidu Falola, Walter Benedict Ekobi, Indochnet God Udogbo, Emmanuel Nilati, David Elon Abate, Michael Sotonye, Kingsley Chimere, Victor Gadabo, Daniel Tete Koji, Valeria Na Amali Jego, Sandra Klu, Michael Ade, Mohammed Abdullahi, Husinat Olua Abdul Karim, Certificate of Technology, Business Administration, Information Technology, Favor Chiamaka Obara, Patricia Oluchi Akpemu, Emilia Bemadas, Ramatuna Adoni Tete, Alice Abienye Tete, Chizoba John Paul Okafo, Balenda Abnai Chapo, Nena Zita Indubisi, Computer Science, Abdul Mahiz O Akinyebi, Atasu O A Abido, Minabine Tamokoro, Tayo Lydia Aremu, Divine Ikena, Damilola Oguni, John Anosi, Oluwatosin Adioyi Makini, Amala Chilere Davisi, Ekemi Thompson James, Mayor Edubi Adaga, Computer Engineering, Simon Te Makati, Oliver Eziye Ahiwe, Helen Adoki, Evans Amwami, Mahid Sambo, Antonia Rachel Esi, Annie Okoyamade, Inform Apansan Okwata. Thank you very much. Our gallant graduates, thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Once again. Congratulations, congratulations. Thank you very much. Congratulations to you.
Watch here before you take the certificate.
take your picture. What we call DTech. Will all DTech graduates once again be on your feet? Diploma of Technology. DTech graduating class of 2014. The class is 124 Diploma of Technology graduates before you have pursued the prescribed program of studies and have successfully completed all academic requirements to be recognized as having obtained their Diploma of Technology in their respective disciplines. Professor Francis Aluti, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Accra Institute of Technology, I present to you the Diploma of Technology graduating class of 2014 for you to award them their certificates. May I again humbly invite Professor Francis Aluti to help us deliver the certificates to the DTech students. Anthony Ayodele Adikogbe, Ami Aholu, Gift Linus John, Abigail Oluwasola Alao. Diploma of Technology Computer Science, Atasu A. Obido, Mina Bime Tamunokoro, Abigail Ehechi Stylus, Divine Ikenna Chukwu, Elijah Yao Kumari, Tosin Omalade Bagago, Anthony Nanayao Oboni, Chizi Wobo Chukwu. Computer Engineering, Oliver Ezinwa Ahiwe, Divine Chibuokem Uche, Uzuamaka Faith, Eziakune, Ogenefe Jiro Tosan Agunu, Inform Apansan Omuata, Kufere Clement Egbenyon, Electrical Electronics Engineering, Abdurasheyi Tamilola Martin, Oluwatosin Abigail Ajayi, Chikama Favor Onyemachi, Ike Chubuzo Francis, Richard Omokaro Nkwa, Mbani Metobari Matthew, Eric Ayete Okosu, Richard Komla Nyabi, Information Technology, Justice Chidera Usuala, Oyendika Goodluck Indomanya, Delight Chokuku Okafo, Oyendika Gerard Okeke, Ifeanyi Charles Nkuo, Arinze Oscar Ubozo, Jidindia Zogla, Patricia Abba Gazi, Fossey Christian Nyame, Emmanuel Ima Kennedy, Opeyemi Oluwafunmilayo Alagbe, Valeria Na Amele Tego, Sandra Kru, Abdul Latif Etusu, Mohammed Abdullahi, Ruth Chikoziri Elekewachi, Usinat Olawumi Abdulkarim, Emmanuel Nuwede Paddy, Joshua James, Raphael Akogo, Linda Senam Awoye, Chukwuma, Isaac Safo Nemo, Esther Udo Esiela, Joseph Kobla Nemesi, Samuel Asare, Godwin Mensa Ati, and Taniat Damilola Lawa. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Prof. Congratulations to our students. To earn a certificate of technology at AIT, it's a one-semester course. It's a very short course, one-semester course in engineering, information technology, business administration, computer science. If you want to continue to have a diploma, you do another semester. So if you want a diploma in any of the fields that we are into, you spend 1 year to do a diploma program. All the certificate and diploma programs are degree programs. So all prospective students are welcome. Within 1 year, you will be in their shoes.
Of the School of Business, please stand and remain.